Hello and welcome to the Legends of Tabletop podcast. We are playing Runners tonight. This is our second season with a setting change. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, check out our last session 13. And I'm going to kick it over to Jesse for a recap and we'll find out what the hell's going to go on.
All right. So last time, while making your way back to Ingram, the group stumbled on a big grouping of these lost people meandering about in the ether. And Zuchy realized that one of them was his brother. He scrambled down, fought his way through a crowd, grabbed him, slung him over his shoulders. Huxley and Smokey managed to help him out by clearing a path, helping him back up. They got free, managed to run their way back to Ingram, sneaking Brock inside with a clever and over-the-top distraction by Smokey. They ran to the hospital where I can never remember her name. Miss Joanna was offset in the moment, but ran some tests, helped him out, at least got Brock to the position where they're mostly sure that he is not connected to the network. So with that, they bargained for a neighbor's shed where they can kind of lay Brock low. No, you're raising your... What's up?
It was Miss Joanna shed, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought... No, it was the neighbor's shed.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We talked to... we talked to the neighbor.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And so managed to get Brock set up in there. And that's where we ended. So at the moment, we'll say had a little bit of downtime where you've been able to get a cot and a pillow and some blankets and make things a little comfortable, and at least make sure. Now Brock is he's unconscious at this point, not quite comatose, but definitely not respondent to having his name called or talking to him or anything like that. He's mobile, but he's not attempting to get up and meander about. He's basically just in the bed. If you poke him, he'll twitch, but that's kind of where he's at right now. So it's been... I'll leave it up to you. We can either go like a few hours into the future where you've kind of set everything up, or we can just say you've set everything up, everybody's kind of taken a rest, and we can follow up with the next morning.
Don't think any of us had any plans, did we? I'm trying to remember back.
No, I think you were going to talk to Marla, right? To try to figure out what was going on with that. So if you wanted,
because you still have her package that you need to deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you wanted company, Huxley would go. If you're just going to kind of dip off on your own, since she's sort of your contact, that's fine too. But I think that's the only thing we had hanging out. I mean, that and like Huxley's got half a fucking compressor, whatever shit we brought back.
Yeah. So maybe you go and try to see. I don't know if we said we were going to sell that off, right?
Well, you had collapsed with it when we got back in the warehouse, so I assume they kind of like pushed it off to one side
because it was doing a distraction, right?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of something. I don't want to freeze Huxley out, but I don't know if Huxley would normally be going to the bar to hang out, kind of thing.
Probably not. I'm more than happy just going home and like chilling and picking it up for me later. But yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so I'll say to Huxley, I'll go talk to Marla. Actually,
Did you might have done that while we were at the hospital, right? Because we left you, you got yelled at, and we ran away. So like we never did a thing with you after we got back, I don't think.
okay. Do you just want to
Because
do
we
that
would have
then?
been a while, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we probably would have been, an hour, 2 hours or whatever.
Okay, do we just want to do that then, Jesse? So Smokey will go talk to Marla. Obviously, he maybe he meandered over while everyone else was at the hospital, right?
Yeah, that can. Yeah, you could have just gotten chewed out, and then by Briston, and then he told you to write up a report, but Smokey doesn't seem like he has any impetus to do things in the moment. Like I don't necessarily know if you would be feel the pressure at all to get that done right away because your boss is yelling at you.
And I think Briston kind of didn't let it go, but right, he knew there was some BS going on, but he kind of let me go. I didn't sweet talk him. Yeah, I didn't sweet talk him, but yeah, he kind of was shaking his head and just thinking, okay, let's just go with this then.
Yeah.
So I'll make a note that I've got to write up a report later.
You'll probably ask Huxley to do it. He'd probably just do it.
Oh, hey, Briston asked you to do a report. You mind?
Guys, he yelled at me. I don't think he wants to talk to me again. So you guys are going to have to write up a report and talk to him.
Yeah.
I don't think Smokey would do that. But it's a thought.
Yeah. So if you want to make your way over to Marla's in order to do the handoff, then you can do that while the boys are getting Brock settled in.
Yeah, let's do that. So I'll walk in and I've got the package, right? You said it's about the size of a brick.
Yep.
And we didn't look into it, did we? I can't remember. I don't think we did.
No.
I think some assumptions were made by Huxley about maybe what it was when he saw the other Marlas. When he saw the other Marlas and how important it was to get back, I think Huxley was making some educated guesses. So
it doesn't sound like Huxley at all.
Or maybe they were overexcited guesses instead of educated. How's that?
Maybe.
Because I think you did mention about, how we were saying how Marla was saying how important it was to get that stuff back. And I think you did mention something about, well, if there's more than one Marla, maybe they need that. Maybe that Marla needs it to keep going outside of the thing. So my assumption is it's some kind of, when we had that talk, Smokey's assuming it's some kind of medication or something. So I'll
Makes sense.
I'll walk into the bar. I was gonna say, is Marla working? No. Okay. Well, let's end scene.
Nope. Yeah, she's working. The bar seems weirdly quiet. There are a couple of minors drinking there right now, but you don't see any other runners there. And now, granted, in Ingram, you're three of probably about a dozen or 14 runners total. But, he said you usually come in here and there's at least 2 or 3 other runners. But right now it seems to be a pretty quiet night. Whether that means that, all the other runners are busy or what, you don't know, but
Okay. Well, I guess Smokey will take it as a good sign. He won't the paranoid part of him won't be coming out that he's being set up, right? There's nobody there. And if there's a couple minors there, right? Smokey's confident, either, if he needs to spend some time chatting with them, they can reminisce and tell old more minor stories kind of thing. So
yeah.
just, are there other runners coming in and out? Are there other runners from other areas? This isn't like the main thing. We're not the only place that has runners, right?
Yeah. Right, but I mean, there's still, there's deliveries to be made to you guys and export, and you export to other knolls as well. So yeah, there are, just as you guys go to and from other knolls, runners from other towns also come to you and go. But Marla's is kind of a local hangout.
Okay.
So
Smokey will walk up to the bar and he'll order a Boilermaker. So he'll get a beer and a shot of whatever whatever the versions are that we make now in the future. And he'll just say, he'll grab the drinks from Marla and kind of look around, not over exaggeratedly, but kind of make it obvious he's looking around and say, a bit quiet in here tonight.
Sometimes things just kind of slow down. A busy night for you guys is a slow night for me, unfortunately.
So it's just happenstance that it's a bit empty in here tonight, is it?
No, hopefully. I'm hoping that y'all didn't just give up on me and find some other watering hole to hang out in.
And when she says that, Smokey will kind of smile at her and say, how could we do that to you? And he'll pull out the package and, set it on the bar.
And when she sees it, her eyes kind of go like wide, like in a nervous way. And like she looks like super quick over her shoulder and then like grabs it and like scoops it into her.
Okay. While she's doing that, Smokey will also have his hand on it. And while she's like trying to tug it back, so that, there's a little bit of,
resistance.
Exactly. And just say, so is this for a Marla or is it? So I will say that. So is this for a Marla or is this for someone else?
And she kind of she like narrows her eyes at you. Says, figured you would have noticed.
You got to hand it to the kid. He was a bit more observant than I was, but even I noticed it was kind of hard to miss.
And she so she looks at you. It's for me.
And it's needed for you to be out here. That was the urgency of the delivery.
It's what keeps me going.
I'm glad we could help you out to keep you going. And then he'll slug back the shot and then take a drink of the beer and, just kind of lean on the bar and just say, well, how would Smokey say this? It looks like maybe my running tab may have gotten a a little shorter now, wouldn't you think? And he'll kind of like raise his eyebrows at her and wink when he says that.
And she kind of smirks at you a little bit and he's like, I owe you. I know.
And then I'll hold up my hand and I'll say, I'm just kidding. You asked us to do a job. We did a job. I wouldn't take advantage of that. And obviously
I know, but I owe you for the job though. All right. And she pulls out her phone. And real quick, what devices do you, it's future, right? And so I'm assuming you'd probably have something to keep track of, of contacts, like text message, like messaging and all that kind of stuff, and probably have like the organization app and stuff like that. So like, what would you have? It could be a cell phone. It could be a watch. It could be fucking glasses. Like whatever you have that you use to interact with the digital space around you.
So even before you started going into that description, I would figure that Smokey is kind of a flip phone guy in a smartphone world. So whatever is like maybe not jitterbug level, but pretty close to the basic, just that. How can I keep track of stuff? Or are all my credits being stored somewhere? So it would be something pretty rudimentary, and not that
you've got like the $80 smartphone.
Yeah, exactly. Not that he would have like an overly sentimental attachment to it, right? Because it's just a piece of. But it looks like it's been through some stuff. So,
it's got the cracked screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Tape to hold the battery in.
Yeah, there's some kind of silly sticker of like a explosion on it or something. The stereotypical cloud stuff. So yeah, I think that would be kind of
right.
What he was thinking with that. So he'll pull that out of wherever he was storing that and set it on the bar.
Right on. What do Hux and Zuchy have?
I think we established that Huxley had a phone.
Yeah.
Just regular smartphone kind of thing.
I don't even know what Zuchy would have, to tell you the truth.
Palm Pilot.
Yeah. Right. BlackBerry.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Boy, I really don't.
Yeah. I mean, it could just be like Hux and Smokey, as basic as like the hand-me-down phone, right?
Well, I was going to say
it could honestly be like, the phone that you got from your dad, like 12 years ago. That was his phone. That was, his brother's phone before that. And like, it could be like a 70-year-old phone that's just been like handed down from generation to generation and just kind of like fixed up along the way. Kind of like your suit.
Yeah. I think it's got to be something basic because he doesn't give a shit about that much.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if Zuchy's a bit of a gym rat, it could be like a Fitbit or something like that.
Good. Excuse
me. So Smokey, you kind of take your phone out and put it on, and it's kind of like those, like a wireless tap thing, right? It's got the little, and when you pull your phone out, you realize it could have been that it was drained when you kind of pulled the last energy out of your suit.
Hmm.
Or you just been on a run for for a long enough time.
Smokey's charger cable broke, so
Right.
it's all frayed at the ends and has duct tape around it,
Right. But yeah, so your phone ended up dying when you kind of, gave the last breath of your suit up in the warehouse.
Okay. I'll look at it and kind of put it back in my pocket and just say whatever you were going to tap on there is going to have to wait till I go plug this back into the wall. But there may be some more questions, or curiosity has been piqued. Not just mine, but the kid Huxley, he seemed to be a bit curious, and that place seemed to be something that he understood quite a bit about. So if it's possible, we may want to chat with you again, just casually, not anything official. Just, we may have some questions, or, as I said, our interest is piqued. And my assumption is you'll probably need, you or whoever else will need some more runs in the future. So, you can always count on us to do that, or you can count on me, and I can ask the guys if we can count on them too.
Well, my life ain't exactly an open book, but I might let you, poke around in the bibliography a little bit. And I'd very much appreciate it if you'd help me out in the future. I did have a friend that was doing it before, but unfortunately, kind of one day went out and never came back. And so, as long as you think that you guys can handle it, the payment's here for you. That is, if you actually charge your phone and you can receive it.
If not, I'm sure I can steal a charger from Huxley or Zuchy. So I'm not necessarily an open book either. So I wouldn't be asking this. I wouldn't be asking this, and we wouldn't be asking anything that would put you in danger or go places you don't want to go. And Smokey looks very seriously when he says that. And then he'll also say, this other friend that you had before doing it, was it a friend, or just someone who was doing some work for you?
Oh, no, just strictly on a work level.
Because we did see someone, didn't we? And we made an assumption that was maybe who was making the runs before. When we were going
no,
up.
that was in a complete opposite direction from before. Yeah,
that was different.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, because I didn't want to pop the news that we maybe saw the other. Yeah. So it looked like when we were going there, maybe that your friend hadn't been there past that way and set off any alerts or anything. So maybe they just found a better job that paid a bit more.
Yeah, but hopefully. I hope he found a beautiful town that had a beautiful woman in it, and he was able to settle down, and he's going to make some beautiful kids someday.
So then Smokey will say, how about grabbing me another round? And as I said, as appreciative as you are of the delivery, I appreciate you trusting me and asking me to go do that for you. And as I said, if we do talk about this in the future, you can make sure you set the red lines about what you want to talk about and whatnot.
I appreciate that. And here, you know what? As a favor, I'll even let you borrow this, no charge. And she pulls a charger out from under the counter.
And Smokey will plug his thing in and start charging it up. And say, I wouldn't want to leave here without getting paid. Huxley and Zuchy may work my knees over if I don't come back with the payment. And he'll start laughing.
Yeah, that little one, he seems nice, but I bet he has a mean streak to him. With like a nice smile on her face.
He's a crack shot when he doesn't realize it, when the shit gets really bad. But I think that may have just been luck. And then Smokey's gonna hang out also. So I don't know, Jesse, if you were setting this up for anything, but it does seem a bit weird. It's a bit empty. So he's curious to see what the heck's going on, and then B, just hanging out. He's got really nothing to do, and he wants to sit there and just some small talk and some chit chat with Marla now that the business is over, and just hang out.
Well, I mean, your phone does link up into your suit, which is how like everything kind of like when you get to another knoll, that's how everything syncs up, all that kind of stuff. So I mean, when especially with old, yours being older tech, right? No, it is just a possibility that hopefully it just died, and nothing malicious is happening, with your phone. So,
okay.
And
just not even not just with the phone, but also the bar that no one's here.
Oh, so. With the bar and everything. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Making sure that she's good just in case. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and no one jumped me the minute I walked in, so Smokey's not thinking it's a setup
right.
for him, but he's still curious. So he's gonna wait till the phone's fully charged and if anything else is going on. And like we said, he didn't have any other plans for the night anyway. So
yeah,
and this is usually what he does at night. So
right. All right. How about Hux and Zuchy?
Would you want me? So I guess I went over to the place with you to talk to the neighbor. Would you want me to hang out, or would you sort of shush me away?
No.
Well, I don't, right? Because it's your brother, right? So like you might want to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
To tell you the truth, I think at this point, I think Zuchy would actually like somebody else just in case, that kind of thing, support. So I think you would want him with.
Okay. Yeah. So I'd be hanging out with Zuchy and Brock.
Nice. Yeah. Just kind of keeping tabs on Brock, making sure that his vitals are good, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I probably tell some stories every once in a while just to kind of like see if anything triggers a reaction. I'll just be like, do you remember that one time that you like? I was really good at making little squeaky noises, and I was like squeakity squeakity squeak. It was better than that at the time. I can't do it anymore, but. And then you took that little pillow that Elaine made, and you actually used it against her, and you put it on her shoulder, and it really scared the piss out of her, and she like screamed really loud. Remember that? That was funny. He's just like trying to tell like little stories like that to see if he can gauge any reaction at all, and even if he doesn't have a reaction, he just wants to kind of throw some memories at him just to see if anything. Kind of seeps in there after a while.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a psyche test?
Okay. What's the deal for that?
It's gonna be opposed.
Oh, I see. And I don't think any of my training will help. I don't think because Protector and Survivor don't really do that. It's more of a, so I'm not going to worry about that.
Let's throw Protector in.
Okay, that'd be great. So then, even though that's a terrible roll, I got 5. That was a 3 + 2 is 5. All
right. That's a yes. So. Okay. I rolled a 4. You're kind of like going through telling your stories to Brock, and you how are you interacting with him at all? Are you just sitting next to his bed and telling him stories?
No, I'd probably be let's see.
Should be like holding his hand while he's unconscious, kind of thing.
Yeah, I was trying to think. It was either like holding his head and kind of stroking his hair, or like holding his hand or whatever. He probably moves from thing to thing to just kind of do a little some sensory testing too, not just focused on one thing.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So you actually feel at one point he doesn't. You kind of are like, just have your hand on top of his, and it's not necessarily enough of a movement that you think he's holding your hand or that he's trying to hold your hand, but there's a prolonged twitch, right? It doesn't seem reflexive. It doesn't seem erratic. It is like a soft, it's like he makes a soft fist for a few moments before letting it go.
Okay. Yeah. So then Zuchy kind of notices or whatever and gets a little smile on his face, and then he'll bring up his hand to him and he'll kiss his hand.
There's a good chance, Mr. Zuchy. I mean, Miss Joanna found me, and like I'm okay, and if she can bring somebody in that that knows more about it, like he might be okay, and then he'll be here with us, and like maybe he'd want to be a runner. Well, maybe he wouldn't want to be a runner, but at least he'd be here, right? That'd be so cool.
Well, I hope so, Hux. He's from what I can tell, just because he's my brother, like he's been through a lot, so it's probably going to be a longer road than it was with you. So we gotta be patient.
Okay, I mean he should be good here. We should maybe, like, when we're not here though, like maybe lock the door, because if anybody found out, I mean, and if he like wandered away, we could get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I understand. I also just don't. I just want to make sure that we're not leaving him for too prolonged of time. Otherwise, he'll, like say something does click and then he's locked up in a cage.
I mean, I figured that you were gonna come over here and hang out, and it's cool because I live right over here with Miss Joanna, so like you could come in and like we could hang out a little bit, or we could like maybe play checkers or something in the shed here, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I think that'd be mighty fine.
He's all happy with himself. He's smiling. I'm helping.
Zuchy, you suddenly feel a vibration in your pocket, and Huxley, your phone starts giving off like a high-pitched beeping sound.
No, I'm assuming this isn't normal.
Not normal.
So he like very excitedly pulls out his phone and swipes to like open it up, and like starts tapping, like what's the screen look like? Is it saying something, or it's obviously doing something?
Yep. Yeah. So when you kind of swipe it to open to go to the lock screen, there is an alert message.
Mr. Zuchy, what's this? And he'll try to like open it up to see, if there's like a text message or, a link to something or whatever.
Yeah, as soon as you open it up, there is an alert in the runner's app that brings you to a message screen.
Uh-oh, hope we're not in trouble.
And as you look at it, there is a warning for runners who have gone AWOL that are to be considered extremely dangerous.
Oh no, he swipes up to make sure that it's not us. We checked in, Mr. Zuchy. We checked in. We're here. They know we're here.
My guess is they probably wouldn't alert our phones if it was us.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, all right. So he'll like more calmly kind of like navigate through the app to see like if there's pictures, if there's whatever.
So it has basically like
the guys we killed,
like their runner's license. Basically, it's like the picture, their height, their weight, their date of birth, name, everything. The first guy is Thomas Buggers. He is, medium build, 5'7", brown hair, 23 years old, considered armed and dangerous. Second one is Jansen Wells, 6'2", 215 pounds, 27 years old, armed and very dangerous. And the third is Mara, 6'4", 187 pounds, female, 22, unarmed, extremely dangerous.
Oh no, that's worse. Do any of them look like the guys that the two guys that we killed?
Yes.
He drops his phone.
Yep. Well, actually, I don't know if you looked at the first guy.
Well, I guess, yeah. Would I even recognize them, right? Because they were in the suits.
Well, you took the helmet off of Jansen.
Okay, so Jansen. Okay, the guy we tried to help.
Yes.
So he does drop his phone.
Yeah. So you notice him.
Okay.
And you also did see both Thomas and Jansen. And so Thomas does look familiar because you had also seen him at Tazane. You have never seen, or at least Mara doesn't look super familiar to you.
Okay.
She
picks
looks
his phone back
very
up.
familiar to Zuchy.
Yeah. And he says, Mr. Zuchy, these were the guys that attacked us. Well, at least the one, because we tried to help him, but then he wasn't there anymore. I don't know. I mean, but those are the guys. And it like turns the phone to show him the picture of the woman. He's she wasn't with them. I don't know if they're together. Maybe.
Do I recognize her at all?
Yeah, she's the one that kicked your ass.
He like his face kind of turns sour, kind of thing. Like, oh, could have had something, that kind of thing. And he's like, he says, well, we're really gonna have to watch it now because I know this woman, and she is nothing to be trifled with.
You do?
I do. We had a little skirmish for funsies. She She wiped the floor with me.
She must be really strong then.
She's the strongest.
Well, what do we do? I mean, if the other guy is the one that that I because he's got to be dead, right? I mean, because I and then he wasn't, but then the other guy left. So, where was she at?
We were sparring here, actually.
Oh no, you don't think she's still here, do you?
Well, I hope not with these alerts. I mean, she could be, but I don't know.
Well, but I mean, they had to come from the place where we just were, right? Because we saw the one guy, because he was doing this science, and then we saw him, and the symbol was there from the suits, right? I mean, he's one of the clones.
Very well could be.
Where's Mr. Smokey? We should go find him.
I think he's finishing up his business. Yeah, we can go find him.
He might be in danger. We all might be.
Yeah, well, makes sense. Let's head out. We'll and he'll look to see if there's some place to lock the door so his brother can't get out or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the outside of the shed, there's a slide lock with a touchpad. So there's a little slide bolt with a touchpad lock on it.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, he'd probably lock, get them outside and then lock it up or whatever too. Let's hit wow. Cannot talk today. Let's
Mr. Zuchy, are you having a
tail it
stroke?
out of here. Yes.
Let me feel your head.
It's been a long day, Hux. It's been a long day.
Are you nervous too? Because I'm really nervous now.
Well, I'm not exactly in the best of moods right now, knowing that those three are out there, but I mean, it is what it is.
Where do you think Mr. Smokey is?
Well, I think he is at that cantina talking to that lady that we pulled that job for. So I think we need to head over there.
Oh, you know what? I could just call him.
And then immediately goes to voicemail.
Yeah, I was going to say, it depends on what stage of the charging you called him.
Let's see.
Oh, no, he's not picking up.
Kevin, go ahead and give me just a straight D6 roll.
3.
All right. We'll say your phone is at around 8% now, which is enough that while it's plugged in, it automatically turns on. So you see the screen finally light up and it starts to go through the whole startup process of, the logo for the phone shows up and you're like, all right, cool. And you kind of catch that out of the corner of your eye while you're talking to Marla.
I guess I would know it's either Zuchy or Huxley calling, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And as that, so you see, Huxley's face show up. And then as you get that, you also get an alert message from the organization, and you also have a text message as well.
Well, it looks like I'm a really popular guy today. I got everybody trying to get a hold of me. What's going on, Huxley?
Mr. Smokey, are you okay?
Yep, everything's good. How about you guys?
It's fine. Did you get the message? Did you get the alert? Did you see?
No, I was running into some battery issues, but I think there's a couple other messages that popped up after yours. So why don't you guys head over to the bar because it sounds like you're a bit excited, and I'll check my messages and we can talk about it.
Okay, we'll be there in a minute.
All right,
He just hangs up like he doesn't even.
Yeah.
Come on, he's over at the bar. We gotta go.
He said he was
All
going
right,
to buy us a
let's
drink. Let's go. And then I'll just check them in order. So Huxley was the first one.
Okay.
So I've done that
Yep.
message. The alert was the second one. So I'll check the alert. And
Yeah.
Peru's
And,
next.
as you open, you open that up and it opens up the runner's app, and same thing about three runners gone AWOL, considered extremely dangerous, all that kind of stuff.
So obviously,
And same thing, you notice Thomas from Tizane.
Yeah.
You notice Jansen from both Tizane and also you're running with him.
yeah.
And you actually notice Mara because she has hung out in the bar before.
Okay. That's what I was going to say, that the two of them were working through it. I was just going to see if Smokey, not understood, but, could see if he knew who they were. So obviously he does.
Yep.
So I'll scan through that really quick. Because I'm sure the way Huxley was going on, he's going to want to talk about it when he gets here. So then I'll go quickly over to the text message I got.
Sounds good. It is from an unknown number. So unknown number, and then the message is just super simple, super to the point, 2 words: get out.
Oh, no. Okay. Is Marla there?
Oh yeah, she's hanging out. You two had been chatting, and she had poured you a couple extra drinks, and she's off doing some cleaning. There's the two other miners there still, so she went over to serve them.
So Smokey will look back to her and say, I gotta go. I'll pay the bill when I get back, but you go out the back door. And he'll try to put on a really serious face, be very stern with her, and just say, go out the back, and then I'll head towards the front door. I'll leave it up to her if she does it or not, but Smokey will say, get out.
Yeah. Give me a brains test real quick.
Okay. Let me double check what my brains is. Okay.
Any training that you have that could increase your listening or awareness or anything like that, feel free to add it.
Which I don't know about listening, but I'm a talker.
Not quite.
That's
not
the opposite of listening.
Yeah.
I think.
Right.
That's a -2 to your check.
I shouldn't have mentioned it then. Because it is a +2, Kurt. So then obviously it'd be a -2.
I knew it.
And it's going to be a DL5.
6.
Oh, that's a yes.
Nice.
There
It's
you
a good thing it
go.
was a 6 because the other ones were 1s. So
So yeah, you kind of tell her, like, you better go out the back, serious as you can. You make your way towards the front door of the bar, and you're a foot or so away from it, about to open up that, reach for the doorknob. When you hear the familiar clatter of metal, but it's and I'm sure Smokey's been to some house parties in his heyday. There was probably that staging that you were at, at one point where you're trying to unionize the miners. Like, you've been in a whole bunch of different stuff. So you know the sound of a security team with a battering ram about to break down a door when you hear one.
That's coming from the front door, right?
Correct.
I will turn around and run towards the bar, leap over it, and try to go out a back door if there is a back door.
Nice. I'll give you that one that so. And what are you doing with Marla at all? You already told her go out the back door.
Did she make her way towards the back door? Or
she was at the pouring she was getting a couple of drinks for the two minors sitting at the table. You're a talker. Why don't you give me a charm roll to see kind of how serious she took you?
Okay.
Beat a 3.
That is a 7.
Oh, that's a yes and. Yes, yeah. So absolutely, she sees the serious for once in your life. She sees the seriousness on your face, and she takes you seriously. And
You both get out.
Is she in on it?
It could be. Yeah,
that's what I'm just trying. I'm trying to think. Did I get set up by her? Or no? Let's put it this way. I'm trying to play it like, is she in trouble too? Right? If they're just going to bust the door to come for me, then she realizes I have to go. I'm just trying to think of how to word that into an and. Does the sound of the pounding on the door, does it spook her enough to get her to move?
We'll play this. We're kind of doing a slight retcon here. Okay. So it's like before you've got into the door, like when you first you got the text, you told her go out the back, and you start to go towards the front door.
Okay, so I will say to her, when I told her to get out, I'll say, someone's coming for me, and shit. Sorry, guys. I'm probably trying to do too much. Let's just do it this way.
And you get out. It's easy.
Yeah.
Well, it could be her response time. It could be that she has a shotgun under the counter. It could be,
Yeah. Okay. Let's just say, yeah. When like John was saying that, when I said to her, get out, she follows me. I guess make it as easy.
Sounds, yeah. Yeah, there you go. So she basically beelines for the back door at that point.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you tell her go out the back. She literally drops the 2 beers that she has in her hands and beelines for the back door at a moderate sprint, right? You go to reach for the door. You hear the security team on the other side about to smash this door down. And at that point, you said you want to jump over the counter and make the lot and try to head towards the back door yourself.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, you make the run for it, and you reach right at the back door as almost at the same time that this battering ram comes slamming into the door, busting it off the hinges, and four security detail in full raid gear, riot shields, stun batons, one of them with the battering ram that kind of hits it, throws it, and backs up, just come bursting into the bar.
I'm gonna keep moving. I what can I do? I mean,
Duck for cover. Ask her if she's got a place to go.
Yeah, I guess drop to the ground. I'll drop to the ground and and try to scurry around to see if I can to see anywhere to see if the see if the sheet metal on the bottom that connects to the floor of the wall, see if it bends a bit so I can not blast. I won't be blasting anything. Try to push my way out.
All right, yeah. Well, the door's not locked. Like you could go through the door. Like it's not. She just went through it. You can easily open the door and just run right through.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah,
sounds good. We'll even probably say it's like one of those like kitchen doors in a restaurant that swings both ways, right? So,
yeah, let's go for that.
Right. Yeah. So you just bust right through it into like there's like a little back storage place where she keeps all the extra beer and the fucking giant bags of peanuts and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. And you see her and, she kind of looks at you and she's in like one of the side doors and she has it opened. And as soon as she sees you over her shoulder, she's like, come on.
I will follow.
And sounds good. You hear a couple of the guards like yelling at the two miners there, like, stay down. Where is she?
I will try to push her in front of me because if I'm thinking, obviously they said she, that they're coming for her. So I will tell her, get your ass out and run and don't stop until you're somewhere safe. And I'll give her a shove.
All right. And we'll say Huxley and Zuchy, you are kind of coming down the street as you see one of the security detail kind of standing out. You see a security detail standing outside. He's got like his rifle kind of like standing there at attention, like looking around for just keeping an eye out.
I guess if we see,
and you're probably like half a block away, but
I think I don't know if Huxley. I don't know if Huxley's that attentive. Let me make an awareness check because I don't know that he's like necessarily that attentive. Let's see, I got a 4, and I don't think I have anything. Could I add scout?
Sure, why not?
So that'd be a 5 total.
Yeah.
I mean, he's all keyed up, I guess.
Right. I mean, you got the text. You did get the alert from the organization that there were these 3 runners that are considered armed and dangerous. So seeing a security guard out here might not be out of the ordinary, but the fact that it's also posted outside of Marla's, you don't know if it's coincidence or not.
I think I just push Zuchy like down a side street. Like we're walking up the main street and the street's off either side. I think I just push you down a side street. I don't even say anything. It was like, ugh.
What was that for?
No, they arrested Mr. Smokey. What are we gonna do?
Wait a minute. Did you see him get arrested?
No, but there's somebody outside the bar, and he was at the bar, and I don't know. I mean,
all right. Well, hold on, Hux. What happens when we assume things?
I don't know. They get Mr. Smokey.
No, makes an ass out of little Hux. We gotta we didn't see anything that's happening. We didn't see anything that happened right now, so we can't freak out.
All right,
Hux, calm down. Hold on. Do you have a way that you can find the schematics for that bar?
I mean, we've been inside. It's like a big room.
No, I
and
mean,
then
can
there's
you
the
find
bar.
schematics? Do you have something that you can do little boop-de-boops on your thing and see if you can figure out the schematics of the place? Because if there's another way to get in and out of that bar, maybe we can get in another way and figure out what's going on.
I mean, I assume there's a back door. I don't know.
Quit assuming. Boop-de-boops, beep-de-beeps. The thing you can do. You're very smart. Do it.
Zuchy assumes because Huxley can get on Facebook and he can't, that he's way good at computers.
He's a hacker.
Right? I have a
assume
Reddit handle. Does that count?
Yeah. Can you do it or not?
No, I don't think I wouldn't even know where to look.
All right. Well, we need to find a way to get to see if there's like a back or side entrance or something, because we're not going through the front.
But if we go through the back, are they going to arrest us too? Why would we go through the back?
So, question: do you want Smokey to get in trouble or not?
No. Should I call him?
No, you don't call him. What if he's not arrested? Mate, what if he's hiding? Then you've already alerted them to his position.
Oh, he like smacks his head. Oh, you're right. You're right.
All right, you know what? Come with me. And he like grabs him by like the collar and like I want to see if I can try to figure out if there's another way to get into this bar besides just the front entrance.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mean to offend Zuchy. It's a pretty good assumption that there is a back door to this place.
Yeah. But he wouldn't quite know that for sure. So, but yeah.
Right,
so
yeah.
He'd search to try to find it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, you can just, if you just want to kind of walk, like give it a wide berth and walk around, maybe like go down one road to go down and over just so you're not walking next to the bar. Or you can just kind of play it chill and, walk down the street and walk around it. They won't think it's too, as long as they're not looking for the two of you, it won't be super obvious, just somebody walking down the road. So however you guys want to deal with it.
Yeah.
We didn't do
it. So I tape Huxley's mouth shut. And we walk like nothing's happening.
Sounds good.
I got an idea, Hux. And he's like starts to jog and he's like, jog with me. And he just kind of like a nice like normal jog or whatever. And he's actually gonna go down the main street, but he's just gonna jog in a nice late. He's like says out loud like, now, see, this is how you do a nice little jog. You want to get yourself fit, right? That's what we talked about, me and you. You want to get fit. That's what you wanted to put on your little. You want to put on your little tag there. You want to have something that says you were fit. This is how you're gonna get fit, boy. Jog with me, and then he's just kind of like jogging and then he's like, do this, and then he like throws some fists in the air and stuff like that, and like pretends like they're like exercising.
That's awesome.
Huxley's just running like mouth agape, like what the fuck is happening?
And then like he ignores the fact that Huxley's not doing it right. He's like, you got it, bud. That's how you do it.
Go ahead and give me a charm roll. With a +1. This is too good not to give a bonus to. And you just have to beat a DL3.
Okay, that's a 5.
Nice. Yeah, so the guard that's outside of Marla's sees you guys. And then he like gives like an approving nod. But then he points at Huxley and he goes, "Hey, you!"
What? I didn't do anything. And he like just starts punching at the air.
He's like,
right.
Make sure you keep your knees up when you're running. Don't drag your feet.
Oh, okay. And he's kind of like stopped in the street. And kind of moving his, yeah. And he like starts lifting his legs up real high. Like, whoa, wait up.
That's right. Listen to the man. Let's go, Hux. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Oh. And so Smokey, when you and Marla get probably about 50 or so feet away from the backside of the bar, she'll kind of stop you real quick. And she'll say, if you don't have anywhere to go, we can go to my apartment. I hope they're not. I don't know if they'd be looking for me there now.
Let's just keep moving. Let's do the walk and talk or the run and talk. So, we're still running and talking.
Hi.
I'm going to try to I'll try to call Huxley and just say, don't go to the bar, or just send him I'm just trying to think. So I'm not going to call him on the phone. I'm assuming there's a way I can just say, send a message to, right? So
yeah. You can just send him a message.
Yeah. I'll just say, send a message to Huxley. You two don't go to the bar.
Nope.
And then, yeah, I think he would just say that. He wouldn't go, and he'd just say,
No.
don't go to the bar. So yeah, he's going to send that message. And then I live in the dorm area with all the rest of right. I don't have my own place.
Yeah, you and Zuchy were both staying in the barracks.
Yeah. Barracks is the word I was looking for, not dorm. Sorry.
Yeah. You pretty much moved from the miners have an apartment building, like a part of the building that they have sectioned off to be apartments. So when you were a miner, you probably lived there.
Yeah.
And then you basically went from there to being a runner, and now you've moved into the barracks of the organization. So
yeah, obviously they're looking for you, so we're not going to your place. We'll go crash back at my place for a minute, just to get some thoughts. And then I won't send another message to Zuchy or Huxley. I'll just head for the barracks and my place.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. All right. So Hux, you're frantically jogging past the security detail when you get another bloop bloop on your phone.
Yeah, he pulls his phone out and checks it. And then
and it's Smokey.
Loud whispers, hey, Mr. Smokey. He reads the text message. Oh, and he pulls a hand up, and then he gets close. He's like, he says, don't go to the bar.
Now he tells us.
And as you glance over, you now see the security detail in front, and you can see through the front door, and there's a window there, and you can see that they have two guys in there who are clearly minors, soot covered and everything. They have they're leading one of them out of the bar, the other one's still inside. They have them in handcuffs, bloodied up faces. And there's still one of the security detail inside.
Yeah. What do we do? He didn't say anything else.
I don't know. I guess we go back to our places and just wait until we hear from him.
I mean, should we stay together? I mean, what you don't think those people are around? You said that woman was here. She was inside. I mean, how do we know she's not still here?
Yeah, then we don't know for sure. Yeah, if you wanna stay with me, Hawks, you can.
I mean, should we? Well, I don't want to get Miss Joanna in trouble. Maybe, yeah. Sure. Let's go to your place.
Well, if you're worried about your mom, you can just say that you're going to be staying the night with me tonight.
Okay, let me text her. I didn't bring it. It's fine. I text Miss Joanna to say that he's gonna hang out with Zuchy tonight,
All right.
and then he's make sure you lock the doors, Mom. Like just make sure everything's okay. We got an alert that there were some bad people around. Just make sure everything's all squared away.
Yeah.
I'll come home if you want me to.
And then she has like heart XO 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 praying hands.
So I guess she's okay, and then he'll text her back a couple of hearts. And then he texts again. So I'll come home if you need me to.
And she just texts back like, "You and your friends stay safe."
Okay, love you, Mom.
Heart, rainbow, unicorn, wave, hug.
Well, I guess we go over to the barracks.
All right. So Smokey, when you and Marla get over to the barracks, there is another security guard kind of standing out on the outside, and he's not and it's not like one of the not like the Ingram security detail that was there before. This normal guy in like orange, like in an orange jumpsuit with a clipboard or like with like a little data pad, just checking people's IDs as they come in and out.
I'll look at Marla and say, pretend you're drunk, and like put my arm around her and try to like get it like I'm dragging, like carrying her, like she's she's gone all.
Yeah, she almost turns it on, almost like a dial. She's been around enough drunk people that she knows what they act like. And yeah, she puts on that, couple too many at 1 a.m. picking the last guy at the bar slur on, even though it's only 8:30.
Yeah. So I will keep walking over to the guy. I'll, pull out my thing for ID.
Yeah.
And,
and there's a line of like a couple other people waiting. And you're able to overhear a little bit of it. And the guy checking IDs up front, he goes, "Yeah, just with a couple of runners on the loose, we just kind of want to make sure that we're that they're not sneaking in and trying to get their stuff and get out. So, I apologize for the inconvenience. Well, these fucking guys are." And he's like, and so he like scans the dude's thing and goes, "All right, get on in," and scans the next guy's thing, and they have a brief interaction that basically goes over the same way.
So I'll go up to him and, like impatiently, get him to scan me and just say, "Can you hurry up and scan me? My sister here, she's not doing very well. She had a bad breakup, so she was trying to find the answer at the bottom of a bottle. So I just wanted to get her tucked up in bed before she gets herself into any more trouble." And I'll kind of wave whatever he's got to scan and like keep moving, like not stop.
Yeah. All right. I understand. Normally under these situations yeah, that's fine. And he kind of just like takes his pad, taps it, waits till your info pops up. And he sees Smokey. All right, go on in.
Okay. And then I'll not hurry past him, but I will try to move briskly past him.
Yeah.
With Marla.
Sounds good. And so where are you taking her to the barracks then?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'm assuming, well, no, I'm not going to assume anything yet. Let's get into the barracks first. And I'm assuming there's some, well, I just said assume again. There's like common areas, either like the kitchen or, day room or whatever. I'll just try to find one that doesn't have a ton of people in it and head towards that one.
Sounds good. And in fact, as you're kind of walking, you don't know if she's done this before or she's just kind of used to trying to blend in. But like as you're walking down, she like there's like someone like a hat, off on like someone's desk table, like someone's desk, and she like reaches over and grabs that and puts it on, and then like puts her hair back in a ponytail, and like takes her coat off and kind of hangs it up on a rack and rolls up her sleeves, and she's like doing the best she can to kind of like change at least her immediate appearance while you're walking down this hallway.
And I'll notice that and just mutter under my breath, or so you're an old pro, it looks like.
No, you have one too many clingy boyfriends that you got to get rid of, then you learn how to do this kind of stuff. And she kind of gives you like a little bit of a grin.
Yeah. Okay. And while we're doing that, if we're in the barracks, I'm assuming she doesn't have to I don't have to keep dragging her. She's got the hat on.
As soon as you get inside and away from the door, she like stood back up and.
Okay. Yeah. And I'll send another message I'll send it to both Huxley and Zuchy and just say, we're over at the barracks. We are over at the barracks, not we're over at the barracks. Make your way over as quick as you can, but don't draw attention to yourselves. And Smokey wouldn't assume that they thought it was him they were coming after, Huxley was all worried. So he'll just say, come meet us at the barracks.
Bloop, bloop. All that pops up on Huxley and Zuchy's phones. So
Smokey's already at the barracks, but who's he with?
I'm assuming the only person he was talking to was Marla, so I can only assume she's the one that's with him.
He was the royal we. Smokey's put on airs. He's talking about himself.
He's talking in the third person now. I don't know if Huxley would make the connection that they were looking for her then instead, right? I mean, I get maybe, right? If it's not Smokey, right? It's got to be, because it's a reasonable, logical conclusion, right?
They did grab one of the other miners out, right? And he looked like he was all cuffed, so
yeah,
and beat up. Yeah, so maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. All right, we should hurry.
A lot of variables right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we head over.
All right, and when you guys get to the building, same thing. Guy in an orange jumpsuit with the data pad, checking IDs of people coming and going. So
we scan in.
Sounds good. And so if you just unassuming, scan in, walk in just fine. Your IDs pop up. You're good to go. So Smokey, you went down to like the common area, right? Just to kind of.
Just
hang
if
out
there's
for
a
now.
library, TV room, canteen, wherever there's not a lot of people, the least
Yeah.
populated one.
Right. Yeah, there's going to be, I think we've already established before, there's like a rec / cafeteria type thing where you can go eat, hang out. They have some pinball and some TV, like a TV and that kind of stuff. So
yeah. So I'll sit down. I'll pull Marla a chair out so she can sit down, and I'll go look around to see if there's anything, any drinks or even just water at this point. Just something there to go grab to bring over and pour. And while I'm walking back with whatever we have to drink, I'll say, for a moment there, guilty conscience, I thought they were coming for me. Obviously, they were coming for you.
Why, do they have any reason to keep coming after you, Smokey?
Not that I know of, but it's always good to be a bit paranoid.
I didn't realize you led that kind of lifestyle. Huh. Getting in league with a bad boy over here.
I'm still alive, so I'm sure there's been some shortcuts taken along the way that I'm still here. But
he holds up his hand, missing the 3 fingers.
It's always good to be looking over your shoulder. Zuchy and Huxley are on the way over. But is there anything you want to tell me before they get here?
I wish I could, honestly.
Did you still got your package with you, don't you? You didn't leave it back at the bar.
And she kind of like gives her pockets like that cursory pat. Like, when like, you don't have your keys, but you pat your pockets anyway. And just like the look first of shock and then anger comes over her face. And she just drops her head onto the table and goes, shit.
Okay, so I guess the talk about why they're coming after you is going to have to be parked for a minute. Let's talk about how we minus you can get back into the bar to get that. So, what's the sneaky way to get into the bar? I'm sure there's going to be an ingress and egress that's a little less known to everyone else. So that, Smokey will see, talk to see if there's any, if to get her to tell Smokey how to get into the bar without being completely noticed.
Well, I mean, I didn't exactly have to do any bootlegging around there. There's the front door, there's the back door, and it's kind of about it, honestly.
So then he'll slump down in the chair and pull out his cigarettes and light one up and just lean back and say, shit, instead of, we'll wait for the other two to show up. They got more brains than me. We'll try to figure this out. And then he'll just, he'll lean back and put his feet up on an empty chair and kind of just smoke and kind of look at her and say, that topic of parking, about why they're coming after you. If you can make it short and sweet before the other ones get here, it might be worth discussing.
I mean, honestly, I have no idea. I mean, I've ran that bar now for the better part of 4 years. I don't see why all of a sudden they'd have an issue with me. I mean, because of my disposition, I kind of try to stay a little bit under the radar.
Because of who you are, not what you do. But the fact of who you are cause any enemies to come after you like that?
I mean, I hope not, but we kind of purposely, when we choose to come out here, we kind of purposely don't expose ourselves for, maybe someone might take issue with, our origins and such.
And he'll
So that's why we make sure that we spread out, that we, try to have as little contact with each other as possible, and just kind of try to live our lives.
And he'll kind of point the cigarette at her while he's talking and say, yeah, we probably need to discuss a bit more of that because I'm a bit in the dark. So as soon as the other two get here, we may be having a bull session for as long as we can before they find you. So let's wait for the other two to get here.
Yeah.
And
you take a nice, okay, yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say he's just gonna, kind of be his head kind of cocked and kind of looking at her, smoking away.
Yeah. Yeah, I know she kind of is like, head on the table, like arms crossed, head kind of like resting on her arms and just kind of like looking out into nowhere every once in a while, like closing her eyes, taking a deep sigh. For, a couple of minutes later, Huxley and Zuchy wander into the room.
Mr. Smokey!
Come sit down. We've got some stuff to talk about.
We come in, I guess.
Yeah.
Do we recognize her right away or no?
Oh, have you? Well, I don't know if you've ever been. Have you ever been to the bar before?
I don't know. I don't think Huxley's a drinker per se.
Right. Yeah.
But I can't imagine. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's not that big a place, right? Like, you could go in and get a soda and a hamburger or whatever, too, right? Like, it's not.
You pretty much only go to the drink.
Okay.
It's not like a restaurant bar. It's like a bar. It has like There's the bar with like 5 tables and a handful, maybe like a dozen benches pulled up next to the bar, and that's it.
Yeah, so maybe not.
So, yeah. Yeah, so you've never met this Marla, but at the same time, Huxley and Zuchy have met a Marla. Right. So,
yeah, I don't know that he would clock it right away because it's not where his head would be.
Right, yeah.
So when Zuchy and Huxley are coming in, I'll say, Marla, this is the rest of our crew. This is Huxley and Zuchy. Guys, this is Marla who runs the bar. I don't think we ever gave the bar a name, did we? No.
I think it was just like like Marla's place or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'll say, Marla runs the bar. So we got some talking to do. And she can't be popping her head out. Lots of people are looking for her.
What did she do? What did you? They broke the door down. They beat up 2 guys inside.
And she just kind of like she gently like just throws her head like against the table. It's like.
If you hadn't noticed, this is Marla, but it's a Marla. So whatever we went and got mixed up with for that delivery, I'm guessing maybe it's boomeranging back for some reason.
Huxley squints, looks at her a little bit more closely. Well, but we didn't. I mean, we didn't do anything. What? I
No,
don't understand.
I don't think it's us that did anything. I think they were coming after her. They weren't coming after us. But the
But she
fact
wasn't in the alert. It was those other three people.
yeah, so then that kind of clicks in Smokey's mind, and then he'll say to Marla, he'll say, do you recognize any of these? Oh crap, I closed my notes. Do you recognize any of these names? And he'll say, the Thomas and then Jensen and Mara. And then while he's doing that, he'll grab his phone or whatever and hand it to Huxley and say, there was someone looking out for me. They sent me a text to get out of the bar before they busted in. Is there a way you can see if you can figure out who sent that? And he'll kind of hand it over to Huxley while he's asking Marla about those names and say, two of them were all three of them were runners, right? Mara was a runner too, wasn't she?
She was, yeah.
Yeah. So do you know any of these three runners? I think, Jesse, you said I did notice Mara from the bar. Mara kind of stands out, and I did notice her at the bar. So any info you have on these three to see if this is all tied together may help us figure out what's going on.
So yeah, when you show Marla the three runners, she says, "Yeah, I know them. The two boys there, they're I guess one of me is, if you want to say it that way."
Which one was that? That was Jensen, right?
That was Jensen and Thomas.
So they both were?
Yeah, so they're both from Tizane, like me. Mara, she'd be in the bar, hanging out with them or another runner every once in a while. I don't know how she's gotten herself all tied up with this, but yeah, they at least the two of them, I know them. They would come in here every once in a while, and they kind of lost connection with Tizane, and would oftentimes try to bargain for the medication.
Those guys attacked us when we were out a couple of weeks ago, and they were trying to shoot us.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Those two were right down pricks.
That was before we took the job for Marla, though.
Well,
Wasn't
yeah,
it?
I mean,
yeah,
but still.
So they're just being dickish for no reason, not dickish for what we went to get from Marla then.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, they tried to kill us. I mean, I guess that's being a dick.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess if a runner goes rogue, they're really not worried about, I don't think it matters what delivery's being made. They're just going to try to hijack it anyways. But you're saying Mara isn't.
It ain't.
No, sorry. Go ahead, Jesse.
Yeah, no, I don't know what she's doing, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't really surprise me. Jansen, most of us, when we, if we leave Tizane, we choose to, we want to see what else is out there, explore a little bit, live a little bit more of a life. Jansen, on the other hand, they made him go. Bad apple. Took Thomas with him. I was honestly kind of perturbed when they showed up at in Ingram one day. It's not like I can really out them without outing myself,
Yeah, I guess it's all kind of a standoff once you guys all get together in one room. Were they holding anything over you other than that?
I mean, no, the problem is if they, they're kind of in the same situation. If they out me, then there's nothing stopping me from turning around on them, really. So,
Yeah.
you know, they just like to come in and bother me. That's about it.
So while they're talking, Smokey will look over to Zuchy and just say, how's your brother doing?
He's doing about as good as you would think. Got a little bit of a response from him when I was telling him some old stories, but he's got some time. He needs time.
Okay, good. It's good to hear. So he's in a safe place, right? And
He is
safe as in safe.
as safe as he can be.
Then I'll look to Huxley and just say, no, before that. So I'll just say, well, it looks like we've got a whole bunch of different threads. We got a whole bunch of different threads going that might stir up some stuff. We may have to start working through these to make sure, see if any of these threads are knotted together. Huxley, is there any way you can tell about that anonymous note I got? Is there any way we can find out who sent that?
I don't know. I mean, Mr. Zuchy asked me to find a schematic for the bar. I don't know why you guys think I can do that. I mean, I have a phone. I mean, I used a little bit of the social media stuff, but I can't. I don't. It just says, and he reads like the number off. So I don't know.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a brains test?
All right. I think Huxley's
And while you're doing that,
we're doing graded here.
Smokey will just say, "Look, you're smarter than me," so I kind of defer to you just on the smartness thing.
4 is my highest.
Okay, all right, that's good enough. So yeah, as you're going through, you read the number out, and it kind of triggers something. And you're like, what? And you open up your contacts and you scroll through, and Smokey should really update his contacts at some point because that's Briston's phone number.
Oh, like you see him like furiously scrolling. He's that, and he like looks at Marla, and he kind of clams up, and then you can see him wrestling with it, and he's like, "That's Briston."
And Smokey,
You should update your phones, Mr. Smokey. That's an important contact.
And I'll grab it back and kind of wave and say, yeah, the battery doesn't hold too long on that, so I don't like to update it too much.
As is, it's already back down to 2%.
Right, exactly right. So Smokey will actually send a quick message to Briston, but it will be, sorry, boss, working on that report. I'll get it to you as soon as I can. And I'll send that to Briston.
All right.
Just as a confirmation, a confirmation that I got his message and message received, and I'm good for the moment.
Yeah. And
without telling him thanks for the text.
Right. You get a message back within a moment. Says report already processed.
And I'll show the guys and say, look, Briston was going to have me write up this big detailed report about everything we were doing. And to be honest, I was probably going to, slopey shoulder and have you guys write it. But look, Briston's already done it. So he saved you some work. Thanks, guys. But yeah, so now that we've got that figured out, we need to start working through some of these different things to see what the hell's going on.
Well, I mean, I don't think Miss Morel can stay here. Somebody's going to recognize her if she's from the bar. I don't know. I mean, can you? I mean, I don't know. Can you tell them about the other people and just that they're bad people? I mean, do you know why they want to get you?
I wish I did so I could actually make heads or tails of this right now.
I think to take some of the heat off of what's going on around here, it may be a good idea for us to go discuss with whoever sent out the alert about the runners to let them know the information we have. So obviously the two guys are no more, right?
Well, the one guy was definitely dead. The other guy disappeared.
Yeah. So
Yep.
if we go and explain that, maybe we can get some more information, right? If this is, because 2 out of the 3 we know are like Marla, they're from Tazane.
Mm-hmm.
We need to
But we
figure out.
can't say that though, right?
No, exactly. So we
Yeah.
need to find out. I think we need to go talk to some people and figure out if this is some kind of sweep they're doing and they just looped Mara in as a red herring, or maybe Mara is someone newer that Marla doesn't know. Mara. Yeah, I think if we go and, because all we're doing is being helpful, right? We're going to pass on some information we know. We might be able to get some information back.
Mr. Zuchy, how do you feel about maybe having Miss Marla watch Brock and maybe stay there for a little bit? That we don't have to worry about him so much and nobody will find her?
Well, I don't know if we want to put that much pressure on Marla.
Well, I mean, if she stays here, they're going to catch her, right? I mean, if she goes there, nobody would know.
But we're also talking about her like she doesn't have a choice.
And like he gets really red. He's like, "No, that's not what I meant. I was just trying to help because I thought maybe if you had someplace to go that wasn't here, and he just kind of like trails off."
I mean that's up to her.
Yeah.
She's
Honestly, I slept in the back of the bar. I had a nice little, bedroom back there. Obviously can't go back now. And you boys have helped me out quite a bit. So if there's something I can do to repay you, then I'm up for it. And if it puts me in a nice safe spot at the same time, well, I consider that favor paid.
Yeah, on top of that, you think you're going to be given, there might be some more favors flying around. You're going to have to tell us how we're going to be able to get back into that bar and back out with as little fusses and notice as we can. So did we get, I don't want this to come off as crass, Marla, but we did get paid once I plugged my phone back in. We did get paid for the run we did for you, right?
And she'll kind of like give you another little like smile, and she takes her phone out real quick and she's like, I don't want to leave a job undone. And she'll hand her phone, like she'll reach her phone out to you.
And once that pings, and then Zuchy and Huxley get the ping also that it came through, or does
it would just be for you.
Okay.
If you want to then disperse the funds, you can do that. So
okay, so I'll grab it back from Marla and say the battery's running out. I got to make sure the guys get their stuff. So I'll hurry up and do it so they get the ping.
There you go.
As soon as they get the ping, I'll say, we delivered Marla's package, but Marla left the friggin' package back in the bar when we ran out. So it looks like she's going to have us going on another mini run.
And you'll have, just to let you know, you'll have so you gained a total of I believe, 9 rep from that run, including, so they took the scrap from you and they processed that in the warehouse and credited your account. So when Smokey, when you opened up your app, you saw that you had the 2 reps sitting in there, in addition to now the 7 that Marla paid for you too.
So we've got 9. So that's 3.
9 total. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice, but Marla left the stupid thing back in the bar when we ran. So our job's done, but if we want to be nice, we still got a little bit more of the job to do.
Well, I mean, do you think they'll shut the bar down? I mean, we could just go in and say we're looking to get a drink, and if you know where it is, I mean, we could just grab it, right? I mean,
yeah, where did you leave it, Marla? Do you remember?
It'll be underneath the counter by the register.
So if you're not there slinging drinks, then who's there slinging drinks?
No, I'm the only one. It was me, myself, and Marla that worked there.
Smokey rubs his hands together and goes, well, as your best customer and the fact that this is the only bar in town, I'm sure they're not going to be too happy if there's no one there handing out drinks. So I may just be going to volunteer as a new bartender. And he does the whole, like he's got a shirt on and he's fixing his. So I say I go back and volunteer to be the new bartender.
Well, Smokey, you getting out of the runner business already and becoming a business owner?
We'll see how many tips I get, and then we'll decide from there. But that kind of eliminates one of the big forks in the road that we've gone down, is how we get this stupid package back for you. So point number 1, Smokey's going to go be a bartender. Point number 2, Marla's going to go hang out with Zuchy's brother to try to lay low for a bit. Now, point number 3 is we've got to go explain what we know about those 2 runners and hopefully get some information back. And then point number 4, figure out if all this is tied together. So we need some post-it notes or a whiteboard, but we obviously don't want anybody seeing that. So we don't want anybody
tapping
seeing
away
that
on his phone in the note app.
Yeah,
well, as for number 3, you're here now. So if you wanted someone to talk to, you can either go to the front offices. You could go to Briston. You have options here.
Do we want
I think we should take Miss Marla over first, right? I mean,
yeah. Let's get Marla tucked in with Brock. We'll go report what we know about those runners and hopefully get some information back. And then after that sounds like it would have been a hard day's work, and I'm ready for a drink. And I think bartenders drink free, so let's get this all done, and the drinks are on me tonight.
There you go. Well, go ahead. Yeah.
So Huxley would never do it, and it's absolutely killing me. Does anybody incite her to make sure that she's not lying?
I don't think Smokey would, right? Because I think
you're paranoid.
Yeah, but there's also, when we ran, I think I did see so lying about what, right? We know
everything, anything. her involvement, what she knows. I mean, Huxley would never do it. And if you guys don't want to do it, that's fine. I don't think probably do it.
So I did back to the, so I don't know. We said Huxley noticed some stuff when we were there, right? And I think we did chat with someone there that they did let slip that this stuff is for Marla because it helps Marla, right? I think that was when we did
something
find
that
that
extended their lives or something like
yeah.
that. Because they have they're like a replicant, right? Like they have a X lifespan when they live there, and they just cycle through them. But then some of them decide they want to leave, so they need
the stuff keep going.
whatever it is to keep
Yeah.
them
And you said this,
functional.
you knew that this was a regular delivery for her.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
And the last guy
So-
disappeared.
Yeah. So Smokey wouldn't. Oh, God.
I was just gonna say Huxley would never, because like helpful is his thing. So like
Yeah.
that's why we'll get her in the shed because he's trying to be helpful. Like he
Mhm.
would never see the bad in her, even if it was like right there. So,
Yeah. Normally, the funny thing is I actually was thinking about that a long time ago when Smokey was just kind of like really like putting his faith in her or whatever, and then I totally forgot about it whatsoever.
well, honestly, so out of the three of you, right? Huxley, you said you're helpful, you're an innocent soul, you'd never think about it. Smokey, you're in it, right? Like you were in the bar, she's your bartender, she's your, for all intents and purposes, she's your friend, right? You've helped her through it. You're kind of like adrenaline high blind to the situation right now, not even really thinking about it. If we were to have anyone who would be the level-headed outside perspective who could see this type of thing, it would be Zuchy.
Yeah. And I think,
So
I think it would make sense if Zuchy did that. I think Smokey also, I think to John's point, right? Smokey being paranoid, looking over his shoulder. I think it's gone from like the micro to the macro or vice versa, right? It's not Marla herself because he saw her, the look in her eye, and then when we ran, and obviously she needs this stuff to live. It's more of what the hell was this? What's the bigger picture, right? Is this? I think that's more where his paranoia is, not necessarily just with her.
Yeah. Look, I'm throwing it out there. I mean, it's total meta conversation. I just,
No,
it's killing me because I can't make it.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad you brought it up because I think Zuchy would like try to gauge it just because again now that we're doing the whole thing, like she's taking care of my brother, like I don't know what she'll do, like I want to just be like, oh well, put a cap in him or whatever, and now it's over,
That's the other thing too. Now she's if we see, and again, Huxley wouldn't have thought about it in the moment, but then she's got something on you because he's clearly from outside. So I mean, you could always put the kibosh on that too, if that's, That's why I asked you first.
Yeah,
not that Huxley's necessarily thinking about that part of it, but just like the fact that it was your brother, not that he was.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah.
I would.
No, and I can also. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just saying. I think he would definitely like just gauge if anything seemed off or whatever.
Yeah, I'd say especially with between your drivers and your training and everything like that. I don't think it. And now correct me if I'm wrong, but it wouldn't be out of a sense of like if she's dangerous, but if she is a danger to Huxley and Smokey, right?
Yeah.
You're about protecting them, about protecting the people around you. So it would be more so about perceiving whether or not she's a danger than if she is intentionally dangerous, if she is intentionally deceiving.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to go ahead and make the roll, I could see either. Well, so we've kind of established protector. I could see either protector or survivor working here, honestly.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Protector is like brains instead of like a might thing, right? As he's kind of sussing out the intentions or whatever.
Right, because in our discussion too, Protector not only was about like the physicality of it, but we also did roll in like the concept of intimidation and everything as well, right? Putting yourself in harm's way. So yeah, I could see either one of those going. So
okay.
And it's going to be a DL4.
Okay, that's a 7.
Oh, all right. So yeah, you're kind of leaning back, watching this whole kind of conversation go on. And she seems anxious. She seems tired. She seems worried and angry. There's a lot of emotions going on right now. And for the like everything is clicking into place, what she's saying, right? And in the right way. Like, not that she's purposely feeding you the right information that to get her on your side. But
There it is.
and if you, well, I'll say, do you have an aunt?
He puts a hand on her shoulder, a little bit of a threat. If you do anything to hurt my friends, I'll kill you, you bitch.
I mean, that's kind of the gist of it, actually. I was trying to think of a way to say that, because that was kind of where I was going, you know?
Okay,
Especially if she's gonna spend time with my brother. It's basically like,
don't make me regret this decision. Something like that.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah,
a veiled
exactly.
threat, not a...
yeah, because like she's got a lot riding on this, but we probably have more now. So I think that's where he would just kind of like, he would just like put a light hand on her, but also semi-aggressive, and just be like, we're putting our faith in you. Don't make me regret it.
Yeah. So it's like the gentle hand on the shoulder at first, and then you like just tighten the grip a little bit, right? Like, not squeezing, but there's pressure there.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks Zuchy dead in the eye at that point. And says, I would never purposely do anything to hurt anyone around me or put anyone in danger. As long as I get what we left behind, I can make sure that doesn't happen. But if I don't get it, I can't guarantee what Anne will do.
What will do? Did I miss? No, I didn't miss anything, did I? Who and what?
Does the technology used to create, you know, like waving his hands around, you guys connect to Anne somehow? Is that how you're able to do that?
Tazane uses a disconnected database in order to create us.
We connected there. Are we infected?
She just kind of gives you a shrug.
What does that mean? When do you need your bed? How much time do we have?
And she pulls out her watch. She pulls out her phone and like opens up a little timer app. She says, well, I got a little over 18 hours now.
Come on. We gotta go.
we've got plenty of time. There's tons of drinks I can make in that time frame. So yeah, how do we want to do this then? Do we want, if time's an issue, and Huxley, you're obviously thinking time's a big issue. Do you guys want to let's get Marla over with Brock? Do you guys then want to go explain our run-in with those two runners that the alert went out for, and I'll head over to the bar? Is that the best way to muster our forces?
Mr. Zuchy, do you want to take her over? I think we're gonna have to tell her, right? I mean,
Yeah, I can take her over.
okay. I'll should I go talk to Briston?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best. I think we need to hedge all of our bets and just kind of get going.
Okay, and he just like runs out of the room.
So once Huxley goes out the door, unless Zuchy's going to stop him, while you're running out, while you're running out the door, I'll shout over to Huxley. Just tell him about those two runners. That's all you tell him is we saw them. One's dead, and the other one disappeared. That's all you're going to tell him, right?
I'm not going to get in trouble, right?
No, you'll be fine. Just make sure that's all you tell him.
Okay.
And you're going to go talk to Briston, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, John. That's you said you were going to go talk to.
I'm going to go talk
Briston.
to. Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to start there, and if he wants me to talk to somebody else instead.
Yeah. So I'll send Briston a quick message saying Huxley's going to be on the way over. He has some info about two of those runners that the alert went out for. And I trust Briston to know Huxley and
Oh yeah,
work well with Huxley.
yeah.
So Marla doesn't know about Brock, right? Just knows of Brock.
She doesn't know that he's like an zombie, right? But she should probably know that if you're gonna.
Yeah.
So
that's probably what Zuchy would do. He would basically walk and talk as they were. As they're going.
I don't want to. So tell me if this is a bit metagamey, because I don't necessarily know if Smokey would connect the dots. But when you guys are getting up to go, I'll lean over to Marla and just say, after you talk to Zuchy and you see Brock, let Zuchy know if there's anything you or they can do for him. Does that sound like something that Smokey? I mean, just in a general feeling, he's like, okay, well, Marla's a bit weird and there's weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
Something happened to Brock. He's trying to make connections maybe where there aren't any, but he's just saying, if there's anything that you think you can help with, let Zuchy know.
She'll just like give you a shrug, and she's like, I don't know what's up with them, but yeah, I'll see what I can do. Any way I can help you guys.
Let's put it this way: that extra favor that you now owe me, if there's anything you can do on that end, that'll even that out.
She'll give you a nod.
And then once, if Zuchy and Marla are walking out, Smokey will have a big smile on his face and light up a cigarette and kind of smack his hands together and say, looks like the bar's open. And he'll walk to the door and head over to the bar.
Nice.
The bar's open in more ways than one.
Perfect. All right. I think that's a good place to end for now.
Sounds good. I like it. That was an interesting episode. All right. I want to thank everybody for checking it out. Ratings and reviews on iTunes, whatever your podcatcher of choice, blah, 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 whatever. Anybody have anything they want to plug or share or anything? Kurt, I'm looking at you specifically.
No.
Nothing?
Yeah,
He doesn't want MFG cast associated with you anymore.
I forgot to tell you, I joined another network. No, don't.
It's this new up and coming
make sure
brand called Nerdbound.
That's right. That's right. They're bringing it back for the 18th time. Make sure you check out my podcast, MFG Cast. We're running a couple of RPG games. We've got Core Noir. We also have our fantasy role-playing game. We also do a lot of board game reviews and topics and stuff like that. I'm going to be talking to a couple of young gentlemen here in the future, Darren and Jason, who have worked on Logic and Lore, coming out from Weird Draft Games on Kickstarter. So that should be out in the future.
Cool. Will not be relevant at all when this drops.
3
It'll be
years
past
later.
that point.
Everyone will love that game and have played it a million times.
It's
Right.
super successful. They made a lot of money. Everybody loves
That's
it.
right. That's right.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Thanks for checking it out. And we'll catch you next time.
Bye.